Good morning, everybody. It's a great day to make soap, and today I'm making cupcake soap. For the base of my cupcake, I'm using Indigo Fragrance Honey Butter. It's a new fragrance that I've gotten from Indigo Fragrance, so I'm going to test it out to make sure that it doesn't set up my soap, that the scent holds well. I want some discoloration because I'm not going to be using any colors in the base of my soap. I did this last time for my cupcake soap and I was highly pleased. On the top, I'm going to use sweet orange essential oil, just a little bit. I'm going to call this cupcake Dreamsicle. And the reason I'm not going to be using any colorant on the bottom is because the fragrance oil does a really good job in coloring it itself. This was my last cupcake and the mixture itself was tan. But after sitting in the air for a little bit, I didn't use any colorant on the bottom, only the top. And after sitting in the air for a little bit, it changed to a nice deep chocolate brown. So that's my hope for this time. I know a lot of people don't want their fragrance oils to discolor their soap, but for my cupcake purposes, I find it really, really beneficial. I have my oil separated. I have my lye separated. I'm going to be stepping outside because, as always, lye safety precautions first, which is well-ventilated area, a mask, goggles, and gloves. I'm going to go ahead and mix this together and get everything warmed up, and then we'll be back. All right, so I have my oils heating up. And I came back from outside and I have my lye water cooling down. I want to get them 5 degrees apart from each other, under 130 degrees. I'm going to try to get them closer to 100 degrees because with less heat, it doesn't set up as quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and let that process occur. I just wanted to share with you guys, if you want to do this recipe, it's on a previous video, the recipe for the cupcakes. I just wanted to also share with you how vital it is, well, for me at least, to be extremely organized. So I have my piping bag all ready to go. I have my stick blender and my mixing bowls all ready to go. And I have my topping colors all ready. You can never really see the true color. Let me see if I can bring it into some better light. I mixed a hot pink and a pearl fuchsia color together. Hopefully it'll make a really, really bright top. And then I'm going to add some awesome little sprinkles on top. So I just wanted to share that with you. I go ahead and set everything up. It just makes it so much easier. Again, that's my previous cupcake. It's probably 2 videos down from this video where you can get the recipe. All right, we'll be back. All right, it's time to mix my lye water with my oils. I'm going to add a little sodium lactate to this batch. It makes for a nice harder bar. My oils are at 103 and my lye is approximately 106, 108. So they're in the range for each other. I'm going to go ahead and mix them together, bring them up to trace. And again, I'm adding 1 full ounce of Indigo Fragrance honey butter for the base without any colorant because I'm hoping for that effect. When I didn't use any colorant in the base last time, it turned it a nice chocolate brown. So that's what my hope is for this time. However, I don't want it to set up my soap and I'm hoping the scent will last. So that's what I'm looking for in this batch. I'm going to go ahead and get all that put together and then I'll show you what it looks like. All right, I went ahead and separated my batch. I brought it up to a light trace. I'm going to go ahead right now and add the full ounce of honey butter fragrance oil for my base by Indigo Fragrance. And then I'll put it in the mold and I'll show you what that looks like and then we'll work on the topping. All right, I have to work quickly. I'm really impressed with this scent so far. I wasn't too sure about it in the bottle. It was a little overpowering, but actually when it mixes in with the soap, it becomes creamy and buttery and light and it's really, really nice. And it is doing my color effect like I wanted. It turned it a nice caramel before the batter was a little bit more yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the cupcake mold and then we're going to work on the topping. All right, here's the base of my cupcakes. We're going to go ahead and let those set up. I'm going to go ahead and work on the topping. Again, I'm using sweet orange essential oil, and we're calling this cupcake Dreamsicle. I used for my base no color, and I used the full ounce of Indigo Fragrance honey butter. It smells really good. Like I said, I was unsure of the smell in the bottle, but once it mixed with the soap, it became very light, creamy, and buttery, and it smells like a buttercream cupcake. So I'm really excited about that. It didn't set up my soap. It was very easy to work with. The scent is holding up nicely, and I'm hoping for that discoloration. It did a little bit. It turned it more of a caramel color. So I'm going to wait to see how it looks after 24 hours, and then of course how it turns out after being in the air for a little while. All right, I'm going to work on the topping, and then I'll show you that when that is all ready. All right, I got my topping all mixed together with the essential sweet orange oil and the colorant that I'm choosing. I have my piping bag set up like this because you need to have the batter thicken up so it's easy to pipe out. As you can see, if you look in here, when you first put it in, it kind of runs over. That's why I have it sitting in this cup. Like I said before, the more organized you are, the easier that these cupcake soaps become to make. While I wait for my batter to thicken up, I went ahead and started cleaning up. I like to do two things at once. Make it as easy as possible on yourself. So we're just going to wait for this to thicken up, then I'm going to pipe it out, and I'll show you what everything looks like when it's in the mold. Alright, here is the finished product, Dreamsicle. Again, I used essential sweet orange oil on top and honey butter fragrance oil by Indigo Fragrance on the bottom. Everything held up beautifully. We're going to set this aside for 24 hours, and I'll unmold it and show you what that looks like. Good morning, everyone. It's been 24 hours, and so I went ahead and unmolded my cupcakes, and they turned out really, really good. So I was hoping for a brownish discoloration with the 1 ounce of honey butter that I used from Indigo Fragrance, because remember on the base I didn't use any color. I didn't get any coloration, which is fine. It looks like a vanilla cupcake. I'm really happy with the result. The scents held up, and it did not set up my soap at all. So I'm going to go ahead and let these cure for 4 weeks, and then they'll be up in my shop. Thanks for watching.